Hey, you guys, this is Kelly. Um, I'm gonna express my thoughts on Britney Spears' conservatorship, what I think so far, what I've thought in the past, how things could have been better for her. I would first just like to say I'm sorry to Britney for not believing you and not supporting you when you needed most because of suffering at that time and you didn't know what to say or what to do. And I wish others could have supported you while you were suffering, but everybody was doing their own thing and lining their own pockets and putting stories out about you that weren't necessarily um, in a good light. And I wish those people could have done better. I know Pink has stated that she feels that she could have done better. um, I'm more irritated that your ex Justin Timberlake has decided to now make his opinions known when he was the one that was throwing shade at you and making you feel like crap. Your ex-husband Kevin Federline didn't necessarily do anything to help you. I mean, he took control of the kids when you went through that breakdown in 2007. I I feel that her parents didn't necessarily give her a break after she went in to do the Mickey Mouse Club and she had her short tenured on there. I feel that the parents should have given her more time to go and do things that normal kids do. Go out and scrape your knee, go, hang with friends, go to the movies, have sleepovers, do educational stuff, do schooling and, possibly college. After she became famous, it was like she became everybody's meal ticket. She became one of the most biggest female artists of the late 90s and was a sex symbol before she hit 25. After she hit 25, it's like everything it got to her and she snapped and she wanted a break but couldn't have one. And now we're 13 years into the conservatorship and she's finally saying, "Hey, my dad's been a jerk. I can't go out and do shopping. I can't go out to the movies. I can't go to the theaters. I can't, go and do things without my dad's approval." This woman who's almost 40 years old, she'll be 40 this year in December. She'll be 40 years old. And if they still allow her to have this conservatorship with her dad on board, it's not going to look good. This woman deserves to have her freedom. Did I agree with it? Up to a certain extent, possibly to keep herself safe and know that she wouldn't hurt anyone or herself. But now that she's almost 40 years old, she can't go out to the movies, she can't go shopping, she can't get married, she can't have more children. Someone thought it would be okay to have an IUD put inside her to prevent her from having more children, even though she wants that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but she's 40 years old now. She needs to have a break. She needs to go out and enjoy herself and enjoy life and not be cooped up in her house 24/7 and have to answer single person. The one thing I don't get is under this conservatorship, she cannot manage her own money. But here she is paying for lawyers. Here she is paying for her own legal fees, even though she doesn't do everyday things. I mean, to think about it, her mom let her down. I mean, I understand that she's, mom, but mom could have said, "Hey, Jamie, I don't appreciate you doing this. I want our child to go out and experience everyday things as a normal teenager without the whole press mobbing her and people wanting to know her every move." I wish that she had more of a support system within her family, because right now it seems like the only person that's supporting her, and I don't really like to say this because I've been hearing a lot of different things about her sister, whose name is also Jamie, um, that her sister um, wanted to take a large sum of her money, and somehow the press got a hold of that, and she withdrew her stance on wanting to get some money from Britney. Jamie, little sis, little sister, You had every opportunity to talk to your parents and tell them, hey, I need to put some money aside for when I'm older, when I'm on my own. Can we do that? But I don't think um, their parents did that. I think that this whole thing was her dad's way of getting her money, because he controls her finances. He controls whether or not she can go places, whether or not she can spend time with her boyfriend, whether or not she can live a normal life. I can't imagine what it's to be like to be one of the biggest pop stars of the late '90s. Have every little girl look at you as a role model. Have every guy who's between the ages of 18 to like 25 and older gawking at you, wishing they had you as their lover. I can't imagine that. And I don't know what that pressure was like, and I don't want to begin to speculate, but it must have been overwhelming for her. Um, Britney's case, and as well as conservatorship, this is to prove, this is my point of view, and I don't expect people to agree with this, but this is a cautionary tale of what happens when you allow your child to go into the entertainment industry. You don't give them a break to be a kid, go out, scrape their knee, have little play dates and get-togethers with their gal pals or their classmates, and you push them out into the spotlight when they're not even, you know 16. You don't give them a break. They get to a certain age, 25, 26, and they finally snap and say, hey, I've had enough, give me a break. She goes out and shaves her head to defy her parents. Her parents think, oh, this is a breakdown, she's using drugs. We don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know what goes on in her mind. All I know is that her parents failed her. Her ex-husband failed her. The only person that I see standing up for her is her boyfriend, Sam. That's the only person I see standing for her besides her fans, which is sad. Um, Everyone around her mom, her dad, her sister, whoever else is in her family could have done a better job for her to stand up for her and say, hey, give her a break. She needs to have time to cool off and enjoy being a teenager or a young adult. And then when she's ready, she can come back. Had her parents given her a break, I think she wouldn't have had that meltdown. That was hard to see. That was hard to look at, because it was the whole world watching her becoming a huge pop sensation in the late '90s to 2007, watching her have a breakdown and her just finally snap and say, "I've had enough." I don't know what that's like, and I can't even begin to imagine the hell she was put through. All I can say now is I hope she gets the freedom she so rightly deserves to be able to get married and have more children and get to decide what she gets to do with her career. You know, she told her legal team and the people in the court, I'm not going to go on stage, if my father's a part of the conservatorship. I was put on, she told the whole world, I was put on lithium and I felt like I was drunk. I couldn't even talk to my parents. I couldn't function like a regular adult. I can't imagine what it's like to have that happen. To someone give you some medication that you don't really need and then decide to give you an IUD to prevent you from getting pregnant. I mean, I've replied to a troll who said she's probably going to lose her mind again. No, she's almost 40 years old and she's got her dad controlling her every move. As I stated, she can't go shopping, she can't go to the movies, she can't go on a date with her boyfriend. She can't be, physically intimate with him without her daddy say so. She can't get married. I mean, this is the stuff that all of us as regular human beings who are not famous, who are not in the public light, we're not under that pressure. Britney is. Britney wants to go out and perform, do what she wants with her career, and she should be able to do that without her dad say so. Like I said, her mother could have done a better job being there for her and saying, "Hey, Jamie, I think she needs a break. Let's give her a break. Give her a year or two off. Let her cool off. Let her enjoy her life, and when she's ready, she can come back." But no, Dad said, "I'm gonna push my guy, but I'm gonna be around my kids 16 years old and becomes a sex symbol and gets a shit ton of money. And then when she had a breakdown, he finally decides that he wants to be in her life. No, if I were Britney and I was 16, 17, 18, I would have filed for emancipation. That's what I would have done. It's sad that it took Britney to go through this episode of having this horrible breakdown in front of the public eye and have everybody degrade her physical appearance, degrade her parenting style, degrade her relationship with Kevin. Of course, Kevin ditched his baby mama for her. Justin dated her for a few years and then decided to talk smack about her when she was at her lowest point. You know, released a song called "Cry Me a River" because apparently she cheated with Wade Robinson. Ding, 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 ding. Who didn't have anything to say, but now suddenly wants to cry foul and say Michael Jackson's a monster when he himself and his sidekick James Safechuck just lost their court appeals for $4.5 billion to the Michael Jackson estate, which they can't go after the estate anymore. This situation in and of itself is really, really sad. And it's also a cautionary tale to all the parents that want to put their kids out in Hollywood. This is what's going to happen to your child if you don't give your child a break to be a kid. Go out, scrape their knee, have little sleepovers, have get-togethers with their pals, get to finish their education, and be like a normal, everyday preteen. Britney was not given that chance. Britney was thrust out to the spotlight from a very early age and then hit it big at 16, had every little girl in America and around the world looking at her as an idol, as a role model, and had every man from the age of 18 and up looking at her like a sex object because, hey, that's what sells, little sex kitten. Now she's 40 years old and she deserves to have the freedom to choose her own doctors, choose her own dentist, choose her legal team, you know, what she wants to do with her career and do what makes her happy. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't believe you, Brittany. I didn't want to see that whole breakdown. It killed me. I didn't want to see it because it literally I couldn't I had to flip the channels when they were talking about it. And now to see her fight for her freedom and fight for the control that she needs of her life. I can't imagine not owning her own money, but somehow she's the one footing the bill for her legal team, her dad's legal team, and everybody else, from tours to albums to housing to vehicles to lavish vacations and a wedding that her little sister had. She's like, my little sister can get married, but I can't even own a dog. That's right. She can't even own a pet without her dad's say. She can't even see her kids right now because she went from having 50% of custody time with her sons to 30%. So she's not able to see her sons as often as she'd like. And I think Kevin Federline loves that. He wrote off her coattails. He wrote off her coattails. Yes, they have 2 children together, but he didn't help her when they were married. He didn't help her. And I think the divorce, for her was eye opening. It kind of caused, it was part of the breakup she had, is just that I can't imagine, like I said, being a little 9, 10-year-old little girl and have the whole world, a whole bunch of little kids looking up to you, idolizing you, you going away for a while, and then becoming a solo artist and becoming huge and having all the little girls look up to you again and having all the men from 18 years old and up looking at you like such sex object. That must be utter hell. I want her to be happy. I want her to be able to spend time with her sons. I want her to get married. She deserves all of that. And I think because everyday people, we say, oh, this person became famous. I want that too. I want to. Yeah. But what's it going to cost you to become famous? Do you want to ruin your privacy? Have everybody knowing your every move, where you go to eat, where you go shopping at, where you travel at, who you sleep with, who you're married to, who your love interest is. Your financial situation, how you live your life. I can't imagine. I wouldn't want that. Because as lovely as that may sound, I wouldn't want everybody on me like that. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how Britney managed to deal with it for so long. But her finally snapping was her saying, I'm not doing this no more. I need a break. I need people to lay off my back and quit trying to take pictures of me when I'm going shopping. Quit taking pictures of me when I'm trying to take care of my kid and take my kids. Do everyday things like everybody else. Complimenting her weight. Oh, she's too thin. Now she's too fat. Well, when you get to a certain age, you're gonna either lose weight, gain weight, or it'll fluctuate. You know, I don't know what it's like to have the whole world watching your every move. Where you go shopping at, who you sleep with, who you date, who you're married to, who your kids are, where your kids go to school, all of that. I don't know what that's like. I wouldn't want this lifestyle, and I don't know how she dealt with it this far. I just want her to be happy and live her life the way she chooses, without the whole world having to know every single move she makes. Like she said, I'm sick. I've been working since I was 17 years old. 17 years old, and my dad looks at me like I'm a cash cow because I'm filling his pockets when that money's supposed to be mine. And she does have another point too. Her parents deserve to be in jail. They let her down. Her mom let her down. Her sister let her down. Even though she's saying, "Oh, I love my sister and I want her to have a happy life." Yeah, you could have helped her too. You failed your big sister. She needed your help and you let her down. You're not fooling anybody. It's sad. And once this whole conservatorship ends for Britney, and she gets her apology from everybody, from Justin Timberlake to Kevin Federline, mom, dad, haters, tabloid magazines, people also need to say sorry to Michael Jackson's family, fans, and friends, because this man went through a lot, having the whole world call him a monster, degrading his look, saying he bleached his skin, saying he has been. He was working really, really hard to get himself back up there, and the world remember, hey, this is who I am. Kind of, he was he was struggling internally. He had people following his every move, following his kids, going to his school when he went to school as a kid, so that he had to be homeschooled. He could go to his regular school like everybody else. He didn't know what it was like to be around people. That's why he felt lonely. Britney's gonna get her apology, hopefully, and Michael Jackson is gonna get his apology. When conservatorship is over, she gets her apology, and when I'm done, I hope my get the apology that they've been waiting for, because with what Britney's had to endure since 2008 is ridiculous. I can understand why they do it, because she had a mental breakdown and she finally snapped and said, I need a break. She shaved her head. Everybody's saying, well, why did she shave her head? There was people commenting, she didn't want her parents knowing that she did drugs. Well, we don't know what the reasoning is. We can speculate. And like I said, I hope she finds peace. But I also hope that she gets her apology and she can live her life the way she chooses. That's her right as a human being. And I don't think it's okay for her dad or anybody else that's in the medical field to tell her, you cannot have children. She's 39 years old and she's got an IUD in her that prevents her from having a child. She wants to have another baby. I don't blame her. Like I said, I'm sorry, Brittany, that I didn't support you when you were suffering. All I can say is I wish you nothing but the best from here on out. now that you get to choose your own legal team, I hope they can do what's right for you and follow your requests that you give, and that your fans know what this process is like. Because when Britney did her appearance via Zoom, she told the judge, "This is what my father has done. This is what I've had to endure, and I didn't like it, and I want to be free now. And my parents need to go to jail, and the ones that tried to make me tour when I didn't want to tour." This woman worked with 102 fever on stage in front of thousands of people in 2018. I'm surprised she didn't collapse from being so sick. Her parents deserve to go to jail because they didn't help her. They were too greedy, filling their own pockets with her money. That's hers. That should go back to her. Every dime that they've kept from her should go back to her. So she can use it to pay off her mortgage and do everyday things, go on vacations, pay her bills. She deserves to be happy, and that's all I want for her. But that's it for now. Um, I'm going to be doing some movie reviews, some Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay? Thanks. Bye.